Good morning, gladiators! We are about to play Salute. Little frantic introduction there. This morning, my friends, we're going back in time to 1987. A very different era than today, a time when He-Man and Transformers and Star Wars ruled the childhoods of many kids. Actually, not that different than today, other than He-Man. But He-Man is coming back, I hear. A game that was popular back then, at least in the arcades anyway, was a game called Black Tiger from Capcom, who are best known, of course, for Street Fighter and Final Fight and other games like that. But before those games were made, Black Tiger was the big hit in the video arcades. And I remember seeing this as a kid, but never actually playing it. For whatever reason, I just didn't have the money on me or whatever it is. But I watched other kids playing, and I remember at the time thinking, oh, that's really epic. You've got this barbarian making his way through a demonic kingdom, fighting trolls and goblins and dragons and all the usual fantasy fare. But it reminded me a lot of Rastan. And I'm going to fire it up today and just see how close it is to Rastan in my memory. I believe it's a bit more of a shooter in that, you fire daggers and so on from your weapon and so on. But I'm pretty excited to check this out because back in the day, this was a really kick-ass game, and I think it still probably holds up really well today. So let's travel back to the days of the Black Tiger. So here we are playing Black Tiger. This is, of course, an arcade ROM that you can find on a website. We better put some credits in so we can actually play the game. Here's a little game introduction. Long, long ago, 3 dragons descended from the skies above with a rolling thunder and destroyed a kingdom into darkness. From lengthy suffering and darkness of the kingdom came one brave fighter. Ready, player 1. Let's move the mouse out of the way. Okay, so left and right to control. The sound is a little bit crap because often emulators don't play it as good as the original arcade would be. You fire a mace when you press the fire button, but also 3 daggers come out. This first enemy, a hulking ogre-type brute. These pots will give you currency. And there's a key. I did check this out just before I did the playthrough, so I'm at least familiar with the controls in the beginning of the game. There's a giant dragon skull, which kind of alludes to the fact that you will be fighting dragons in this game, which is kind of terrifying. A little hourglass, because time is running out. If you run out of time, you of course run out of lives. I'm not actually sure what I picked up there, but bats! Always bats. Never a fan of those bats. Right, so down there is a spiked pit we don't want to jump down to, so we're going to climb up this. There's a scary snake. Oh, that chest? Whoa, that chest was trapped. We've lost our armor. You can see this guy is built like Conan the Barbarian. But he's lost his armor. And he got hurt. So that actually is something that you'd probably find in Ghouls and Ghosts. You start off... your health is represented by the armor you get. And up there you can see the vitality bar. Which basically means we get 1 hit and then we lose our armor. But you can, I believe, upgrade your armor. That fiend up there shooting at us. Can't quite reach him. Oh man, this is actually pretty tough. Save 1 life. I wonder if that just means we have 1 life left. We've got to get up there and get that guy because he's doing a lot of damage. Now those coins we get are called Zenny coins, and you can spend them on upgrades. And I'm not actually sure what the keys do. All those jellies are to be avoided. looking at this now, it is pretty different to Rastan. There's a lot more sort of jumping around. And of course the sprite of the main character being a lot smaller leads a bit of a... makes it feel a bit larger and more epic. Rastan was a bigger character and a little bit more melee combat focused, even though his weapon could fire. Oh wow, game over already. We didn't get that far, we'll have to try again, huh? Continue, put some credits in. So we start from the spawn point at least. So we don't have to replay the complete beginning again. Interestingly enough, the enemies have died, which is kind of cool. So they don't respawn, which means you probably can't spam them for coins. I wouldn't mind being able to upgrade my weapon. I don't know if you can, but whoa. That was a mistake. Now there's a dwarven guy who looks almost like a shopkeeper. Oh. Went backwards. It plays pretty well. I mean, for a game from 1987, it actually handles really well. The controls are tight. The shooting feels good. Thank you, I am in debt to you. Please accept some Zen coins. Ah, so you have to save the slaves on each level, which is basically like my game Spartacus. So unknowingly, I've actually made a game that pays a little homage to Black Tiger, in that in Spartacus you actually have to rescue the slaves on each level before you reach the exit. In Spartacus you don't actually have to do them, you get a bonus. Welcome to dungeon. Right, so I guess that's the end of level 1. This game has 8 levels. I'm not sure actually how big those levels are. I might actually watch a long play video of it at some point to find out actually how big the game is. Please accept more time. We may still be on level 1, just in a different section, because it hasn't actually said anything about level 2, and we haven't seen any shops. Skeletons coming out of the ground there. I'm going to jump on that power and hopefully it blows them all up. Yeah, great. Grab some coins. Oh, they disappear pretty quickly, those coins. Exit. No, I believe we're still actually in the first dungeon. So the levels are pretty massive for a game from this era. Whoa. Oh, we're back in the... Oh, right, okay, so that was just a little spin-off area. So we can't shoot up at that snake. Thank you, I am in debt to you. Oh, okay, here we go, shopkeeper. This is what I was looking for. So, we've got limited time to buy something. We've got 800 gold. What can we buy? Try that. Armor? Yeah. Upgrade our weapon and our armor. We didn't have enough for much else. What's that? Key. We'll save our money for the rest. So let's see if our weapon is a bit more powerful. We've got purple armor now, which is awesome. Yeah, our mace has been upgraded. That's really cool. You know, upgrades in an arcade game is not something you would see that often, other than in... I mean, you saw it in games like Raiden and the sort of top-down shooters, but not so much in platform games. And it's a welcome addition. So we lost one of our armor, and our armor goes green. It's a really good way of adding extra health, this different color armor, because it makes you feel more powerful. So we don't actually know what's on beyond there. We're going to have to take a leap of faith. Oh, a boss. These 2 skeleton bricks. I don't know, skeletons, these big, almost... They weren't so hard though. Almost sort of like Easter Island statues with big scary faces. Alright, so that was level 1, round 1 basically. And there's a giant swordfish. Not that much variety of enemies from what I've seen. We've seen a couple of different ones. That's a big jump. I'm not really confident in making it. Oh, that's a bit rough. Interestingly enough, we bought that extra life, but we only start again with without the purple life. There we go. Jump wasn't actually as far as I thought. A lot of slimes there. Whoa, they're big jumps. And you have to be right on the edge of the platform to make them. Living dead turning up. There's a jellyfish. So this sort of suggests to me that this was once an underwater area, because you also see a trilobite shell there. Which is pretty cool. Or maybe this character exists in a parallel realm long ago where these things are actually around at the time. Game over again. Let's try again. Right. Ah, okay. You get interesting different power-ups from the chest. Ah, but if you miss the time to jump like that, it's all over. Doesn't matter how much time you got. And the jumping is... He has quite a long range in his jump, and sometimes it messes you up like that. Oh, that's embarrassing. Alright, try it again. Really burning through our lives. Oh no! What am I doing? That's the game's Gladiator for you. You'll always get incompetence and mistakes like that. Imagine if you're in the arcade and you put your, your 20-cent coin in, or your quarter, or whatever it is if you're in America, and you did that. So the jump. I'm a bit worried about those platforms falling down, but I shouldn't have been worried about it. I should have been just concentrating on my jump. Well, the difficulty's actually ramped up a little bit. Or my skill level has just gone down. Come on, get serious. It's actually not that hard, you just gotta focus. There you go. Often half the problem is I'm kind of talking to you guys and just talking rubbish, really, as I often do, and I don't pay enough attention to what I'm doing. Give me an armor upgrade, come on. It's got the classic problem of many arcade games from the era where if you get near the edge of the platform but don't quite press the jump in time, he falls instantly straight down. A lot of modern platformers have a concession for that, and they allow you to just be a little over the edge of the platform before you press the jump. I missed that advice, but the slaves will give you bits of advice on your way. Our armor's gone purple again. Thank you, I'm in debt to you. Oh, we got more money now. Let's upgrade to this one. Poison weapon, sweet. Got any other money? What does that do? Not sure. It's some kind of explosion potion. So let's try out a new weapon. Looks the same, but it might have better range. Now, is that going to explode? No, okay. I'm a little wary of these chests now. I'm guessing the keys are free slaves. But I haven't had a shortage of keys. Or are they bonuses? Ah! It's not a massive rock dropped on my head. It's an unforgiving and harsh world, this one. The world of the Black Tiger. So this game, yeah, made in 1987, and it was big in Japan. And apparently the version in Japan was more difficult. I read rumors that you couldn't continue if you got to the last level. They wouldn't let you put any more money in. You had to finish it on how many lives you had, which is a really bold move. And they increased the difficulty. That's a mummy, I believe. Wow. They spawn quickly too. This game was ported by US Gold, who did a lot of ports to various home computers back in the day, of mixed quality. And I know it was ported to Commodore and Amstrad and the PC and so on. I never played any of the ports though, but you'll often hear people talk about the legendary game Black Tiger, and this is it. If you're as old as I am, this is one of those games a lot of people talked about, but not that many people had played, because certainly where I was from, I didn't really see it in the arcades that much. I remember seeing it a couple of times and thinking it was really epic, but never got around to playing it, and I'm so glad I have, because it's a lot of fun. It's brutally hard. If I had more time, I would actually, you know, play through all 8 levels, but these Games Gladiator videos are pretty much just you know, impression videos, just to give me a taste of what the game's like, and you, if you haven't experienced Black Tiger before, that's what this video is all about. A lot of the old arcade games that I play in these videos, you can play them on websites in basically a JavaScript emulator, which is pretty powerful. I've actually got a RetroPie as well, which I might have showed you guys in an earlier video a long time ago. We haven't got any armor, damn, we're about to face another boss, I believe. Whoa, 4 of these guys, so this is the same boss except there's more of them. And they're pretty aggressive. But we can keep them at bay. They're not actually as hard as... at least at this stage. But yeah, if you get yourself a RetroPie or something like that, which is basically a Raspberry Pi with a bunch of ROMs on it, it's legal if you own the machine, the games before, you know, but like, I won't tell if you don't. Oh, cool, another shop. How much money we got? 1,000. We can afford, let's save our money. There's a fiery level. We got some purple looking ogres, a bit of a palette swap there, but you know, nothing wrong with that. Especially back in the times when they had limited space in these arcade machines to store graphics and sprites and so on, and they would do palette swaps where they'd have the same enemy but it just had a different color and it was more powerful. And I'm probably going to do a bit of that in Spartacus because I've only got a limited amount of artwork as well, and it's not an awful thing to have, you know, more enemies that look similar. Whoa, those throwing guys are pretty brutal because they put themselves in positions that are a little bit away from you and they're hard to reach. Ah, that's not fair. That's learned knowledge there. Alright, we'll have one more go. One more go. See how far we get to round 3. So imagine if you were pretty good at this game, you'd probably be able to finish it, like given that it's what, we're about 15 minutes in here and we're on round 3. You could probably finish the whole game in about 40 minutes maybe, but you'd have to be pretty good because I imagine the difficulty level gets a lot harder. And I'm sure, from what I've seen in screenshots, there are dragons and so on who are pretty tough bosses, no doubt. It would be cool if your ranged weapon changed as well. These 3 daggers are cool, but it'd be nice to have some kind of like a 1942 or a Raiden, those kind of games, where you have bullets flying left and right and up and down. I'm sure there must be something like that in this game. Can I get in there? There we go. Well, they breathe fire. Thank you, I am in debt to you. Please accept some Zenny coins. I have no idea what a Zenny coin is, but it's apparently legal tender in this world, and I'll happily accept it. Little secret door there with some treasure, which was much needed. In there. The music does get a little bit grating. I hope it doesn't sound too awful in the video. Ah, is that a coin we can get? Or is it something to fight? That's an enemy. Seems immortal. Can I get it? Oh no! It looks like a coin, but it's an evil skull. It's cruel. And you can't... It seems to be invulnerable to my attacks. Whoa. These guys respawn very fast. We should keep trying to hit him. Maybe we'll be able to kill him. No. Whoa, that's a little bit tricky. Bit of extra time. Ah, they spawned. Now, either everything else in this world is a giant or our character is very small and short. Because you look at the skeletons, and they're massive. They're easily, you know, a head and a half bigger than you. Whoa. Is that our last life? We've got one more life. Alright, here we go. We climb up. Oh, he's just in a position where I couldn't quite get him. There we go. Want those coins? No! Falling down. Yeah, arcade machines often have much better sort of sound synthesis than a ROM can really do justice. When you think this is running in a browser and it's still playing this code from years and years and years ago, it's pretty amazing. Whoa. Ah! Oh! Death by fire. Game over. Thus ends our adventure in the world of the Black Tiger. Continue? No. Let's see what happens if you don't continue. One. Ah, this throws you back to the title screen. Fair enough. Okay, wrong button. All right. That, my friends, was Black Tiger. What do you think of that? I love platform games. I love combat games. I love Rastan. This had a similar vibe to Rastan, but obviously a little bit more jumping and played a lot more like Ghouls and Ghosts or Ghosts and Goblins. And that is a good thing because that is also one of my favorite games. I highly recommend it. Had a lot of fun with it, and hopefully one day I'll finish it because it is... it's for its time, it's epic. And it's actually given me some... something to think about for Spartacus, and there's a few little things I might like to borrow from Black Tiger that might go well in Spartacus. As always, thank you for joining me here on the Games Gladiator. I am Oliver Joyce, and I'll see you guys real soon. Bye for now.